Welcome to Shape of the City. I'm Clover Frederick and I'll be your host. For over a century, the Boys and Girls Club of America has strived to be a positive place to encourage those kids most in need. Suzi Stout from the Boys and Girls Club of Lincoln, Lancaster County has joined me to talk about their programs and the difference they are making in our community. Thanks for joining me, Suzi.
Thanks for having me, Clover.
Absolutely. Now, give us a little history about the Boys and Girls Club, how to get started.
We actually have been around for over 100 years. 3 women in Hartford, Connecticut in 1906 saw some boys playing on a street and said, hey, you know, they need something to do. Throughout history, that's evolved. Herbert Hoover was one of the presidents that, when it became the Federated Boys Club, and unbelievably, it was not the Boys and Girls Club until 1990 is when they started to let girls in. Wow. So, Denzel Washington is our national spokesperson. He's been with us since 1990. So, we have over 4,000 sites worldwide of the programs that we offer.
Great. Now, what do you, how has, excuse me, I'm going to start that over again. Now, let's talk about today's Boys and Girls Club. How do you think the mission and importance in the community has changed?
Our mission is to enable all young people, especially those that need us the most, to become caring, responsible citizens. And I think the difference that it makes is in our partnerships, in our community work, when we enable those young people to grow up and be stronger leaders, that's a great thing.
Now, describe the type of activities that are available for the kids at the Boys and Girls Club at Park Middle School. Because
we're a national program, we have five core competencies: sports and fitness, career and education, character and leadership, the arts, and health and fitness. So we have built in the physical activity side, the health and nutrition. We have things called on-the-spot fun, where we will just think up a game and it will be something active, or a staff challenge, where it could be something as simple as a Connect 4 game, or something a little more challenging like a one-on-one basketball match.
Great. Now, how does your group work in conjunction with the school?
We are very connected with the school. It's actually a wonderful partnership. One of our other national programs, Power Hour, is kind of an extension of the school day. We have 255 kids after school every day that attend our Power Hour. They are helped by a certified teacher with their homework. And they also have extended learning opportunities during that time period.
Now, I understand that the Boys and Girls Club is a community learning center. Tell me more about that.
We are. We're actually the largest among 25 in this city. We serve over 1,300 kids, and we average about 255 of those a day.
Okay. Now, do you have some partnerships that enable you to do this?
We actually do. UNL is a huge partnership. One of our STEM programs, we actually have a partnership with Lakeview Elementary, and they bring their 5th graders over to learn from our middle school students who have been taught by the UNL students. So it's just a wonderful cycle, and it will transition those 5th graders into middle school the next year.
Sounds like a lot of great activities. What kind of feedback do you get from kids and parents?
Our parents are very appreciative of the quality of programming and the affordability, because it's absolutely free to our Park Middle School students.
Great. Now, do you have any stories of kids that have really benefited from the program?
One of my favorite is in the spring we always do a health fair. It's an extension of our cooking club, and the kids learn public speaking skills. They prepare a health topic, and working with 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, they're very shy and their public speaking skills aren't very good. And so to see the transformation of them when they start the process and when they finish, they have so much pride in themselves, and you can really see the journey that they've come along.
Great. Now, do you have a story of maybe an individual who really showed amazing improvement at the Boys and Girls Club?
I think we're so we have kids that have so much need that we don't necessarily recognize. And we were at an event at Shields, and the little girl needed a pair of shoes. And she had never been to Shields before. She had never ridden an escalator. The world was new to her. And as I built a relationship with her, I got to understand the situation. And to make a long story short, she was the winner of a new pair of shoes and a shopping spree. And I think so many times we take for granted of those little things that we may not notice in kids, but we have to meet their fundamental needs first before we can continue with their educational needs.
Thank you so much for coming, Suzi. I really appreciate you telling us about the Boys and Girls Club.
And thank you for having me, Clover.
Absolutely. When we return, we're going to learn more about an organization that's helping our aging population.
Kids, get off your phone. You need to pay attention to the road. Or else there might be tar, or wet cement, or a car. Please, get off your phone, or you might end up with a broken bone. Your phone may seem like it's all that, but staying alive is where it's at.
Welcome back to Shape of the City. According to the Institute on Aging, in the next 30 years, the American 65 and older population is expected to double in size, and the global life expectancy is projected to increase by almost 8 years, from about 68 to 76 years. So who's out there making sure those extra years can be happier and healthier years? Today we find out more about Tabitha, an organization offering a variety of choices to Lincoln's growing and diverse elder population. Joining me today is Jennifer Knecht, the VP of Marketing and Communications for Tabitha. Thank you very much for joining me.
Well, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here, and you're right. We have quite an array of options I'm sure we'll talk about today.
That's right. Now, I know that Tabitha's been around in Lincoln for a long time. How did it get started, and how has it changed over the years?
Well, in fact, Clover, we're celebrating 130 years this year. So we started in 1886 as an orphanage, started by a pastor, a Lutheran pastor, and we've grown since then in all aspects of service. So we started as an orphanage, and once the need for that sort of changed in our community and the need for elder care services started to grow, we moved into that. And it was very shortly after we started, about a couple years, that we really started caring for elders, and then since have obviously specialized in elder care, all aspects of elder care.
So what is the key mission of Tabitha today?
Dignity and independence for older people, helping them age in the way in which they want to age. So we have a lot of really interesting options now today, which is really wonderful. You don't have to move into your mom's nursing home of yesterday or your grandma's nursing home. It's nothing like it used to be. But certainly as you start to age, you might have some ailments. You may not be able to stay home for whatever reason. Maybe you fall and break your hip, and then you need some additional services at that point. And Tabitha has expanded over the years. In fact, completing the first and the most robust elder care continuum in the state, so we're really proud of that.
Well, give me some examples of some of the services and facilities that Tabitha offers.
We offer everything, basically to support your entire aging journey. So we've most recently launched Engage by Tabitha, which is a proactive way to age. So it is sitting down with a guide, essentially, that will help you through the whole system as you age. So whether that's how you pay for aging, whether that's how you maximize your Medicare benefit, whether that's how you want to continue your life, maybe you want to be cared for in your home versus having to move into a living community, what the options are, all of that big sort of behemoth of navigating the system. We have the service line that can help you through that more proactively. So before you have a crisis in your home and fall and break your hip and then have to be moving into some sort of a community. But we also offer living communities. So we offer the whole array of living communities. Independent, so that's more, I want to live around people that are about the same age as me, that maybe I'm not so into the young child, but I just would like to have people that are 65 older and around me. So we offer independent living all the way through hospice care in communities, so in residences, assisted living, skilled nursing, in and outpatient, all of that. And then we also offer the all the service lines in your home, so to keep you in your home. So we offer the lowest level service, which would just be basic, every day I need grocery shopping, or maybe it's getting a little icy outside and I don't want to be scooping my sidewalk, that sort of thing. So those lower levels to help you stay successfully in your home. We offer Lincoln's only Meals on Wheels service. So of course, a hot, nutritious meal served daily, 365 days of the year by an amazing fleet of volunteers. And then we also offer home health care, so that would be in-home therapy or nursing care when you come back from the hospital and you're not necessarily back to your regular level of functioning, all the way through hospice care and end of life.
Okay, very good. Now, when we look at today's aging population and this growing population, what are some of the most prevalent challenges of providing reliable care?
You know, I think the most important thing that what we're doing very proactively at Tabitha is helping people understand that they have choices. So the system, healthcare is a system, and we have set it up as such, and so you have to be very sure of what you want and think through your options perhaps before. Think through the what ifs that do happen in life before they actually occur to you. And then Tabitha's working very diligently to make sure that we can help you age in the way in which you want to. So you might need additional services. Perhaps you can't walk as well as you used to, or you can't hear as well as you used to. There may be some things at home that are more challenging, maybe turning the knobs on your washing machine, and those types of things start to get a little bit more challenging. But if you think through the what ifs and you partner with an entity like Tabitha, which is what we're trying to do, break down all those barriers so that you personally can age in the way in which you want to age and what you feel is most important for you at that moment in life.
Okay, now let's talk for a minute about employees of Tabitha as well as caregivers and their wellness. What is Tabitha doing to make sure these individuals stay healthy?
Well, you know, this is an exciting topic for us. So, of course, we're very dedicated and very honored and humbled to be serving nearly 2,500 people a day, elders and their families, which is extraordinary. But in order to be able to do that, we certainly need our team to be healthy and well all the time. So we do offer an on-site employee clinic here in Lincoln, which we've offered for many, many years. In fact, I think over 25 years we've offered that on-site employee clinic, which is basically just your general family practitioner on-site at Tabitha. We do, of course, offer once-a-year flu clinics for all of our employees. We strongly encourage everybody to get a flu shot. Everyone get a flu shot. So if you haven't gotten yours yet, Clover, I highly recommend that you do that. And then, of course, we run flu shots in the community for the elders in which we serve, because we feel like that's a very important proactive step during, well, as we start to get into the winter months as well.
Tell me more about caregiver wellness.
Caregiver wellness. Well, that's often the place where you see a family unit start to have some struggles. So perhaps one person is doing really well and one person starts to get ill or need a little bit of support, but the one person doing really well, and especially in Nebraska because we're very proud and we know we can do everything on our own, typically that one well person starts to go down as they're investing their entire being into caring for the other person. And so what we've done at Tabitha, a series of workshops, we're constantly working to educate. This Engage by Tabitha service is one of the ways in which we're rolling out to combat that. But caregiver burnout is so incredibly important to be aware of. First of all, to say, hey, I do need a little help, or accept help when it comes your way, because you need to stay healthy as the caregiver, whether you as the spouse or you as the daughter or the son helping to care for the parents. You have to stay healthy in the whole journey, or the person that you love is not going to be able to be cared for. So it's an interesting sort of double-edged sword. We know you really want to invest in it, but Tabitha's very much behind wanting to make sure that we have support for our caregivers. So one of the great services we offer is adult day services, and that's a place where you can bring your loved one who might need some support during the day, some socialization during the day with people around the same age. Maybe they have a little bit of challenges, they can't stay home alone, but it gives you the opportunity to have a place to take that person so that they can enjoy, play some cards, go to the club, enjoy some of that, as well as you have a little bit of a break. So maybe you have just sort of a 2 or 3 hour respite. It's a really wonderful service that many people should take more advantage of.
Very good. Now, how do you see the philosophy on aging changing in the future?
You know, one of the big things that Tabitha's really focused on is just the fact that aging can be wonderful. So in America, we're very, very good at trying to push off the idea of aging. I mean, I certainly say that I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, I don't want any more wrinkles, and we buy all this cream so we don't age. But the reality is that we're all aging, and it can be truly extraordinary, and the way in which you make it extraordinary is the same way that you make your child's college education extraordinary. You really start to plan proactively, so it's not just a crisis moment where you have to make many decisions that are often very costly decisions for your family because of some sort of accident or thing that happened that you didn't necessarily think through. So what we're really focused on at Tabitha is helping people think through the what ifs and helping people understand that you always have some sort of a choice. And if you think through your what ifs and you have a really strong advocate along your side, we recommend people having advocates along their side, then you really can very successfully and wonderfully move through the aging process. And on the flip of that, we're very focused on connecting the younger generations with our aging generations because there is so much incredible wisdom. I mean, the history that's happened in our community, all the wonderful things, these amazing buildings that have been built, I mean, infrastructure, everything that we have today is because of people putting in effort, of course, throughout their lives. And there's so much of that wisdom that we can gain from people who've been there before. And we're really focused on both of those things. So proactiveness in the journey, thinking through your what ifs, making sure that you have an advocate, and then of course connecting the younger and the older generations, which Tabitha does that pretty extraordinarily through many of our volunteer opportunities.
Very good. Now, where can somebody go to learn more about Tabitha and its programs?
Well, we're robust, as I mentioned. So we serve in 28 southeast Nebraska counties. We basically cover Lincoln today, but we do serve from basically Grand Island to Nebraska City in the north and south of I-80. All of that information, the best place to access that is, of course, online at tabitha.org. Our website has all the information about our services, has a host of information about getting connected if you want to start into the discussion about aging, if you want to start thinking through your what ifs, if you really want to volunteer. We've got all of those opportunities. And then, of course, fundraising. We're a nonprofit organization, so if you have in your heart that you'd like to help an organization that's helping our generations successfully age, then, of course, tabitha.org is the place to go for that as well.
Great. Thank you so much for coming, Jennifer, and telling us about Tabitha.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks, Clover.
When we return, we're going to learn more about eating healthy during the holidays.
What if you could add 5 years to your child's life and make your whole family healthier with simple changes? Partnership for Healthy Lincoln wants to help you and your family live longer, healthier lives. It's easier than you think. Take the dog for a walk. Play more and text a little less. Swap out a soda for water once a day. Keep fruits and veggies handy for snacking. For more ideas, visit HealthyLincoln.org.
What will you put on your plate this holiday season? Some recent research by Dr. Brian Wansing from Cornell University has found that we tend to gain the most weight during the holidays, from about Thanksgiving through Christmas or New Year's. So this year, rather than make a New Year's resolution to lose that weight, instead make a resolution to prevent gaining it. One of the first things you can do is follow some information that Wansing found in some of his earlier studies. For example, he found that the larger our plates and bowls, the more we tended to put on them. So switch out that large plate and use a smaller one instead. Did you know that people tend to eat what's put in front of them? Both of these contain a cup of cereal. This larger bowl looks like you really need to add some more, while this one looks like you're eating quite enough. Some research says that people can actually eat about 20% less without feeling hungry. So have a healthy and happy holiday season by choosing the smaller of these. Use these hand signals to help you determine the portion size for you this holiday season. For example, the palm of your hand is equal to about 3 ounces of cooked meat, fish, or poultry. Your fist is equal to about a cup. When you're dishing up that ice cream for your pie, you might just have about half a fist, or maybe even a little bit less. Your thumb is about 1 ounce of cheese. And the tip of your finger is about 1 teaspoon. A teaspoon or so of butter or margarine on that roll is only going to cost you about 35 calories. You start adding up those fingertips and you've got 100 calories from 3 teaspoons. So watch your portion size and have a happy, healthy holiday season. A good way to cut your calories this holiday season is to serve more fruits and vegetables. One good way of doing this is to add some salads. This salad is made with baby spinach, sliced strawberries, and slivered almonds, mixed together with a low-fat vinaigrette dressing. You might skip the ingredients such as the croutons or pieces of bacon, which are higher in calories. Also do add extra salt to the meal. Keep your calories under control this holiday season. If you're near food that is higher in calories and very tempting, move as far away from it as possible. Have a happy, healthy holiday season.
Shape of the City is dedicated to helping Lincoln stay informed of health and wellness topics and events. Visit our calendar at lincoln.ne.gov, keyword 10health. If you'd like to see your event covered, email us at 10healthlincoln@gmail.com. Thank you for watching. Until next time, get active, eat healthy, and stay informed.